if you want to do the honor,
right.
Let everybody know what you brought.
So, my hometown is Arkansas and Texas. So, I'm still kind of a Texas boy. So, I was at the closest little store on the way here, and I saw some Shiner Bock sitting right above the Miller Lite, which I was going to get. And so I figured I'd get me a Texas beer that I know I like, that's got a little bit more of a fuller flavor than your typical light beer, I think.
Yeah.
And it's kind of reminds me of home. My dad loves these, and so Shiner Bock is my drink of choice here.
Right. Well, let's get it in the glass and go ahead and get started.
I think it's going to catch that little bubble sound. I think another thing about the Shiner Bock that I like is the color. I don't think the color quite matches the taste. To me, the color looks more like it's going to pack a kind of a punch, but it's still pretty smooth.
It is. It's a nice beer, and they do a good job. And, the thing about Shiner is either you like it or you don't. There's not much of a... I haven't found people that say, it's okay. They either like it or they don't. It's a good beer to be as mass-produced as it is.
Yeah.
It still carries that quality.
Yeah.
Which, I enjoy. Let's take a sniff, see what we get. What do you expect out of this beer?
I think I was expecting it to smell like a beer, I guess.
Yeah.
And this might sound weird, but the first smell, and I'll do it again just to be sure. There's got to be a similar ingredient to this that's in wine. I got a bit of a wine smell.
I see what you're getting. I think you're getting the hops.
Maybe that's it.
And the malt combined. And it does, if I don't separate those two in my head, I can almost see like a light, kind of a medium body red wine.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking.
I'm really getting that. Now that I'm looking for it, I'm really, really getting that.
There's something in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, it's a combination, the malt and the hops together, not separating them, just taking it all at once.
Yeah.
I'm getting a
almost
red wine.
Like a fermenty smell almost.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm getting a little kind of a light sweet malt and real light hops. That's what I'm getting, but
yeah, I can feel the hops.
Man, that's a good beer. It delivers every time.
I tell you, man, there are some times where I'll take a sip and it'll kind of take me back somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but it reminds me of sitting on the tailgate somewhere outside.
Yeah. Oh,
That's what it feels like when I take that first sip.
Well, the thing about beer, especially a beer that's been around for a long time, if you grew up drinking that beer will take, every time you taste it, even subconsciously, it'll take you back to a time that you really sat down and enjoyed that beer, and it'll kind of bring that mood back.
For me, I think, and I even said this to a friend today. My favorite beer is a Miller Lite.
Yeah.
And we've come to the conclusion that, at least for a lot of the folks I grew up with, my favorite beer was the beer that I grew up stealing from my parents' fridge. And it was always Miller Lite, And so I think for me, drinking beer when you're young is cool because you're not supposed to.
Right.
And so I think there's a little bit of a nostalgic factor when it comes to drinking a Miller Lite for me.
Yeah.
Because that's what I grew up stealing,
Yeah.
And so that's Which I'm sure I stole a few Shiner Bocks back in the day too, you know. But there's a nostalgic feel to this taste, I think, too.
Yeah, and it really hasn't changed at all since I started drinking it. But I think when I first saw it around, I kind of shied away from it for some reason. I have no idea what
Shiner
it
Bock?
was. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, when I was first able to actually purchase it
Yeah.
legally,
Yeah.
I kind of shied away from it. I think because it was a little darker, and like you, I grew up on the Miller Lite, the Coors, the Pilsner, just the real easy drinking beer because
American light beer.
it that's what there was so much of it
Yeah.
around, And then somebody poured me a Shiner Bock, and I was like, before I even drank it, I was like, "Ooh, I don't think I'm gonna like this,"
Yeah.
and it was automatically negative towards the beer. But as
Solely on the look, right?
yeah, but as I've gotten older and learned to appreciate beer, man, I missed out on a lot of free Shiner Bock when I was younger. But,
That's funny.
oh well, here it is, and I'm enjoying it now. So good choice.
Yeah, I was gonna bring Miller Lite, and I'm glad I did not.
Yeah, me too, because I actually enjoy this beer better than Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad beer. It's just this one has more flavor. And
It's got a little more character in it too.
Is a better beer. Is a better beer.
Fair to say.
Right. All right. So what would you like to talk about this evening?
I think I want to talk about kind of what we're doing as opposed to what everybody thinks is happening in the music industry.
I've been known to stand in line for things I don't need, but I just can't help me